Hey everyone, this is a quick update on some changes I've made in WarpTech. So if we jump into the engineering panel, when I place down the first block, you'll see it's now a main reactor block, and this is slowly filling up over here. So when you have a surplus of power or net power, it will dump that into some power storage, and then for as long as you have power stored, you can use that power, which is what we'll do right now. So place down a few dummy blocks here. Um, so if we add a system like Helm, you can see that nothing happens. And down here it says connected systems 0. And that's because these structural blocks are not conductors by default. So to connect this right now, you just have to have system blocks in a line to connect up whatever you want to connect. And once that was connected, it powered the system. Which you may have noticed activated this little tab here. So this can now be used. And if we add more systems like navigation, for example, it does nothing. And then if we connect it up, you can see we've got 4 systems connected. And now we can use this navigation panel. So the reason this says 4 is because system blocks count as a system, even though they don't have a designated like system specification. So they count as a system. Yeah, so this is a new panel I've been working on here. This is going to be the Helm panel where you can like issue commands to your crew to tell them where you want to go. And we've sort of spawned into a bad system here. You might be able to see there's a black hole there. It's quite hard to see unless I turn this background off. So if we just jump to another system here, I'll zoom out a little bit. You can see if I jump back to here, this will list all of the planets and moons in this system. So on the far left side, this is the stars in the sector, which is all the same as this here. It's just sort of laid out differently. And then you have the planets, which are orbiting the current system we're looking at. And these moons will be somewhere on one of these planets. So right now, this button, I've just been testing camera tracking. So if we select like this planet and we press make way, it will now like track this item on the screen. We could track, this over here, see where that is. So that'll just be a convenient little thing to have later on. You can also track your own ship, which we'll probably look at right now. I'll just reboot this because that tracking thing is sort of bugged at the moment. Once you initiate it, you can't turn it off. So yeah, the ship right now will not move. I'm just hitting my arrow keys to steer, nothing's happening. And that's because we have no thrusters. So if we add some blocks, you will start to see we now have mass. We have a mass of 10. And if we add a thruster, we now have some thrust. If we add more, just for an example, if I put one down here that's disconnected, then that thrust will not be applied, and it will only add it once that system has power. So we should have some ability to accelerate now. So this acceleration is like a theoretical acceleration that you could apply to your ship. So now we can start moving. I'm just hitting forward and thrusting. And the direction that you move is relative to this arrow, which is just a representation of our ship. So if I was to turn and point down, and now I hit forward, it will move me in the direction I'm facing. And you also have lateral thrusters, so we could go left and right, and that is also relative to the direction of our ship, not like to the world. So if I hit up, we won't necessarily move up. Yeah, what else? Oh, I fixed... I'll just turn this background off. I fixed the game time. This was bugged last time I did a little demo. So you can actually change this now and it works correctly. We'll just make it really fast for an example here. And you can see my ship is moving a bit faster now that we're passing at about a week a second. So yeah, that's kind of cool. We can just hit pause or play to resume normal game speed. Yeah, one quick other thing I'll show you before we head off is the power system works with load. So if I add a ton more systems onto here, so right now we've got net power of 4. So I'll add a couple of weapons. Now we should have net power 0. And then if we go one more, this will start decreasing. And if we add more, so if we overload our system more, it will go down faster. And eventually, when this gets to 0, all of these systems should shut off. So these weapons, you won't actually see a difference because I haven't got multiple graphics for weapons right now, but you will see these. I'll just put another system here quickly so you see that as well. So these should all shut off as well as the main reactor as soon as this gets to 0. Which it did, and these icons, they didn't update when it shut down, but you could see that as soon as I moused over them, they updated, and those systems are no longer accessible when they're not powered on your ship. So yeah, so it's all kind of starting to tie together. Yeah, well, that's pretty much all I've got for today, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.